I mean, like the way I came into here, thinking like, I mean, for like an interview for like a job or like some sort of higher up position, obviously you would want to have some sort of formal way of talking. You want to state why you're good and why you're good for this position. But with this, I came into it with a mindset, okay, this is just gonna be fun. This is gonna be chill. I'm gonna be answering his questions if he asks me questions. We're just gonna be talking. We're gonna have a good time. Because I mean, you're an entertainer. We're entertainers. So part of what we want to do is make this enjoyable to listen to.
That's one of the things, like, and I don't like referencing the other interviews as like reference points, so to speak, but the interview that I did with Verlicify, I had met him in person, so I knew him more as an individual. So the questions that I asked him were questions that more related to his channel, which means those are questions that he has to have answered 1,000 times. So it wasn't as fun. Like when I met him in person, we were screwing around the whole time, and it was, fun. Yeah. But during the interview, it was static. If you know what I mean, like things weren't going naturally. It was.
You asked A, he answered B. You asked A, he answered B.
Yeah,
just like that, right?
It literally was like an interview, and it reminded me that I really want to be going into these things more blindly, because one of the things that I was very tempted to do was go watch some of your much, much, much older videos, like from...
Oh my god.
Like
I was a different person back then.
Like from 3+ years ago, because the history of somebody's channel, you can learn a lot about how they have grown as a person. For example, if you watch my first videos, I started out... Well, for one thing, I was slightly heavier than I am now, but what happened was, at first, I was trying to get bigger because I wanted to be able to interact with other bigger YouTubers. Then I realized I don't need to be bigger to do that, so I'm just going to upload what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And then I got hit with the Crohn's disease, and my uploads pretty much just dropped off, and people were still supporting me and my content. And at that point it changed. I am lucky to be able to do this, because the origin of my name was originally I pulled the most ridiculous things out of the TCG, like on a consistent basis. It was absurd. But then it eventually changed. I'm so incredibly lucky to be able to do this, to be able to have a
following,
to be able to have even a small following when you weren't able to upload consistently because of severe medical issues.
Yeah.
To the point of hospitalization at one point. It's like I literally wasn't being a content creator, and people were still saying, we're going to wait. And it's one of those things, and I'm sure you've experienced this with... You probably remember some of your first few subscribers.
I do. I actually still talk to some of them.
Like, I will never forget this name. Per Sol Yonder. He was from, I believe, Norway or Sweden. I can't remember which. He was the first person that ever subscribed to my channel. And I will never forget that name, because the first time I got an email that says, this person has subscribed to your channel, it's like, that person wants to watch me? I'm just a face. This person wants to look at my face on his screen. Why? And it's and I'm sure you had that same reaction.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was just a little bit different, just because I was actually on a clan on Purple Search when I started up my channel. So my first subscriber was actually my friend Drake the Realist. Ironic that it's Drake. That was his
best
name.
Friend?
Yeah, it's ironic. I didn't even mean it for that to happen. But yeah, Drake the Realist, and a lot of people from there, like Shadow Ho, a good friend of mine, they sometimes still comment. Actually, Drake just hit me up recently on Skype. So I was like, wow, it's been so long, and it's great. Like, he was my first sub, and it's crazy how far you've come, but you never really forget those people, especially where you started. I mean, just because I'm here, I feel like I haven't changed throughout the years at all. I still do the exact same thing that I'm doing. If anything, I have a bit more knowledge when it comes to it, and maybe there's different content on my channel, still Pokemon related, but I feel like I'm the same person because of that, and it's humbling just to see that I can come back every day from class or from a business meeting or from anything, and I just see, wow, people commented on my videos, people did this and this, people are watching my videos, and it's like, it's just really cool. It's honestly really cool. And I'm really excited because in one of my college courses, for my final presentation, you're supposed to talk about something you're passionate about, so I'm gonna be talking about my YouTube. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, it's like for me, basically at the end of June, I got my AA in journalism, and they said for your final project to get your AA, you have to write about something that nobody else knows about you. And I had one channel before this, which was, starter channel. It's gone. There's no big deal. I tried it because I wanted to make sure that I would enjoy doing it, and I started this channel literally January 1st of this year. And they said, write about something nobody knows about you. And I'm an open book.
Yeah.
So I was racking my brain trying to think, what is something that nobody knows about me? And I ended up writing a 40-page essay. Well, essay. At that point, they were like, this is more like a short novel. But I ended up writing 40 pages on and you know all about this, the grind that we go through to put out a video that if you don't produce your own content, you don't know. You don't, like, up until I started producing my own videos, I thought, and this was actually just stupid of me, I thought that you recorded a video and it immediately just went up to YouTube. And, like, it never occurred to me, there's layouts, there's editing, there's audio correction, there's color correction, there's so many things that you have to go through just to get from an idea to a published video.
Yep.
And the first interview that I did with Gio took me about 8 hours to edit because, like I said, he was using his phone.
Yeah.
Phones are shaky.
Yeah.
Phones are not very stable. So I literally had to, each frame, make it blend into the next one to reduce the shakiness. Literally, each and every frame of a 35-minute interview. 30 frames per second, 60 seconds per minute. You're at 1800. You're at 1800. 1800 times 35 is a big number that I'm not doing off the top of my head right now. But that many frames that I had to custom put.
Yeah.
Merge, just so that it was actually viewable.
Yeah.
And people don't obviously I fixed it for next time. But it's one of those things people don't understand that
you have to put in work.
Even if this is just a hobby, like I work as a chef at one of Emeril Lagasse's restaurant.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I actually, like, I just moved to New Orleans 3 months ago because I'm going to be going to culinary school here.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
Because that's what I'm passionate about. That's what
cooking is amazing.
If I didn't know how to cook, my Crohn's disease would have completely screwed me over because I wouldn't have known how to make food for myself that I can actually eat.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the, I know your mother is a very good cook and cooks for your family a lot. Because I remember
my dad too.
I'm not surprised. Most Italian fathers can cook. Well, because I know you said that you're half Puerto Rican, half Italian, and most of the time in that mix, the female is going to be the Puerto Rican and the father's going to be the Italian.
That's how it is for us.
Just, it's not necessarily obvious, but it would make more sense that way because you hear a lot more often of Italian patriarchs than Italian matriarchs. So it was one of those things where I'm like, Joey must never have a shortage of food.
No, that's actually I actually just gave my mom some money so she could buy some food, and she was mad at me because I gave her $100 for meat, and she was like, no, you gotta give me $200 because you eat $300 worth of meat. So I'm like,
I remember reading that tweet and I'm like, oh my god, that's
true,
exactly what happens when I do inventory at the restaurant. I'm like, guys, you need to increase the budget for the vegetables, and they're like, no, we'll be fine. Dude, Thanksgiving is coming up. You need to increase the money for vegetables. And they're like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's just one of those things. But when I heard about that face cam reveal video, for me was really, really nice, because that's basically, well, my favorite thing was how you kept saying,
repeating the exact same thing for 10 minutes, even though I could have done it in 30 seconds. Yeah.
No, my favorite thing was how you kept talking about how you did that and then doing it again. How you kept saying, guys, I know I keep going off topic, and then 45 seconds later, oh god, guys, I'm sorry, I keep going off topic. And I was dying, because that's how I am in real life.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'll literally be talking about something, go off to another topic, and then immediately leave that topic as well, and they'll be like, dude, one thing at a time. No, I have too much information.
I feel that. I mean, like, I'm not a shy person in real life at all. I'm pretty approachable, pretty social. But when it just comes to cameras, like, I just wasn't used to looking up at the camera and talking to people. I mean, it's a lot easier when you're actually talking to somebody. It's not that I have a hard time talking to people, because, like I said, I'm pretty social. It's just, it was different. It was new. And I didn't know what to talk about. I did a fake unboxing. I did all that stuff. Showed off my pink phone.
Oh, yeah.
That was about...
And how you just kept going back in your chair like that.
Oh yeah, because that's how I'm a really...
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the exact same person in my videos that I am in real life. I didn't come on the internet to put on this mask of PokeMMD. No, PokeMMD is who I am. I mean, like, I go back in my chair, I have fun. I love rolly chairs. Rolly chairs are amazing. These are like
I just ordered a DX Racer for myself.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
The reason being is that I need to be able to lean back and have it stay back.
Yeah.
Because the way that I sit in this chair causes a little bit of compression in my gut, which isn't good for, digestion, which I have a problem with enough already.
Yeah.
So I needed a chair that I could consistently lean back with, and I've never heard a bad thing about the DX Racer. So I asked Dan, if you recline your thing back, can it stay back? And he says, yeah, you can lock it into position. And I'm like, okay, then I need to get that.
I heard those are amazing for you.
I've never heard a bad thing about it. I know the Mikey J.
Everybody has one.
Oh yeah, everybody has one.
Everyone has one but me. I don't have one.
Nate Wants to Battle has like 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, there are 2 people living in your house.
Yeah.
You know you can roll the chair from place to place. You don't need a chair in the editing room and a chair in the recording room. You can just move
every single room. Yeah. Every single room.
He literally says, just bought 2 more. And I'm
I can't do that.
You live with Morgan Want. There are 2 people living in your house. And when Shady went over to visit you...
He had his own DX Racer.
You don't need a DX Racer for your guests. They're okay to sit in a regular chair.
Yeah.
And I met Nate Wants to Battle a little over a year ago, and it was really cool meeting him, but seeing how much he's grown since that point, because a year ago, he was approaching 200.
Yeah.
He broke 500 like a month ago, something like that. I think he's crazy. At like 525, somewhere around there. And it's the same thing. When I interviewed Dan, he was at 40K.
Now he's like at 80 or 72. 72, something like that.
Something like that. And when I interviewed Miguel, he was at like 6. And when I think I don't still talk to Nate because...
Nate's at 602. I just
okay. Oh my lord. But I don't still talk to Nate because I was never, in contact with him because I met him in person at a convention that was down in Miami. But like the fact that I'm still talking to Dan and I'm still talking to Miguel and I'm still talking to all these people who have doubled in size since I, befriended them. It's one of those things where it's like you still talk to people that you met 5 years ago through this, and you're 90,000 times that size.
Yep.
It's one of those things where it's just people don't understand that, and it was true how Miguel said this in his rant, is that if you put in the work, people will notice.
Yes.
It may take a while, but they will notice.
Yes. I do also agree, though, that connections are very important. Not to cut you off at all, but like just talking about the rant. When I met Shofu, we played Gen 4 together. A little bit towards the end of Gen 4, going into Gen 5. I met him when I had 300 subscribers. He was my 300 subscriber special. He had 2,000, maybe a little bit less than 2,000. And we've grown up together. And part of the reason I feel that we have kept like alive, obviously he exploded, and he explodes every single generation. Every single generation, his sub count probably doubles or triples, which is I'm happy for him. He's one of my best friends on the internet. And I say on the internet because I have best friends in real life too, but I wouldn't like trade any of them for any of them. Like, I wouldn't kill off my best friend in real life to save my best friend on the internet. Neither would I kill off my best friend on the internet to save my best friend in real life. Because
you'd
they
make
both
them
have...
fight to the death themselves, obviously.
let them
fight for my love.
But I think part of the reason we kept going is because we put in the work. I was going to quit YouTube around the end of 5th gen because when 6th gen was coming out, I didn't have money for a capture card, and capture cards are extremely important. Much like a lot of the other 4th gen, 5th gen battlers like NBZ, Kwandao Ren 66, The Flaming Spade, Wild Chase. I don't even know if you know of these people, but these people were the big people in 4th and 5th gen.
I know of them simply because I decided to go back and investigate some of the earlier gens because I was I only know 6th gen.
Yeah, they were the big names. They were the big names alongside Shofu, and then I was growing during then. I was still growing, but my subscribers came together and they got me a capture card, and you know I told them because I ended up doing Indiegogo for it, an Indiegogo campaign for a capture card.
For those of you who are unaware, Indiegogo was the thing before Kickstarter. Basically.
Yes, it was.
For those of you youngins who aren't aware, Indiegogo was basically Kickstarter's dad.
Yep. And and we ended up raising a certain amount of money. It wasn't actually the full amount, but it was enough. So, and to even say a more story, like if it wasn't for CTC, I would never be uploading right now, because Indiegogo would not give you the money until 3 weeks after the campaign ended, maybe 15 days after the campaign, something like that. So roughly 2 weeks, a little bit over that. Well, okay, 2 weeks and a day if you want to be precise. But CTC, I was in call with him, and he was like, you know what, bro? Pay me back the money when you get it. I'm going to buy the capture card for you right now. And he bought me the capture card. He paid the $255 out of his pocket for the capture card. And then my other friend, Umfuga, good friend of mine as well, probably get him on the channel sometime soon anyway, because it's been a little while. He sent me his 3DS. He actually gave me his 3DS for X and Y. I did not have a 3DS. I had a regular 2DS. No, I had a DS. That's the one I had. I didn't have the 3DS.
The OG.
I still have it somewhere in there probably. It's actually probably in that drawer. But he gave me his 3DS. And I was able to send that to Loopy, and Loopy made me the capture card. And I am so thankful for my friends, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today on YouTube. And then I even said in the campaign, you know what, you guys support me with this, I'm going to follow through with this. I'm going to take YouTube seriously. And since then, I've uploaded consistently. I uploaded almost every day since then. And I just kept being consistent. And the thing I want to say is that if you want to stay in the game, you got to put in the work, which has to do with making thumbnails, making nice layouts, putting money, that way you can make money, I guess. I don't want to say that this is all for money, because no, the only reason I actually do YouTube right now is because I enjoy it.
Well, like for me, I got the DX Racer because I need to be able to sit here and record and edit longer. Yeah. Because
it's useful
right now, roughly every like 90 minutes or so, I have to get up and walk around to decompress my digestive system, because if I don't, it cramps up.
Yeah.
And it's one of the where it's like, if I can sit here for 3 hours straight rather than an hour and a half, 30 minutes out, then in another hour and a half, if I can just sit here for 3 hours straight, that's 30 more minutes that I have to edit, to render, to record, all that sort of stuff, to team build.
In the long run. Yeah.
And it's like the amount of work that you put in reflects in the amount of what you will receive. Like if you don't put in the work, you're not going to grow, because nobody's going to want to watch an unedited video with a crappy layout and subpar commentary. Nobody's going to want to watch that unless they're watching it to laugh at it. It's one of those. It's one of those things where it's just like, you put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, also you specifically, you put in a lot of work, and I see this, like, especially from the streaming, because, like, sometimes when you're streaming, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why is he awake, and why is he going to be streaming for, like, 3 more hours when I'm trying to go to sleep? Because I'm Central Time Zone, you're Eastern Time Zone. I'm like, he just started streaming, it's 10 p.m. Wait, that means it's 11 p.m. for him, and he's going to stream for at least 2 hours.
I'm going to stay up till 2 when I have to wake up at 6.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I put in work because I don't want to die off as a channel. I've seen too many of my friends just go down because they stopped, but also because I love doing it. And I feel like if you enjoy something, if something is important for you, you will sacrifice stuff for it. That's something that I've lived by, and that's why I say I'm tired, because I am physically tired, not of making videos, not of doing this, not of streaming, but I am physically tired. But
there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect example. And like on top of that, I like to exercise. I like to run. I have a girlfriend. I have school, and that's also, you know, the whole car thing that we're doing right now. For me, like how my subscribers are helping me put the down payment on the car.
Like, if I had the money for it,
no, don't even.
I just slide it over to you and be like, I have a car. I know how important it is, because I recently got a new car myself, because my job is about 30 minutes from my house. Because my job is in the city. I live in the suburbs.
Yeah, and my school's 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Back 2 hours there, 2 hours to come back. That's 4 hours, like, of my day taken. And I have some classes that I have 5 hours in between classes. Literally 5 hours in between classes. And I can't come home and make a video because there's no time. There's no time. Maybe I'll be able to record, but I won't be able to edit it or render. I want to be able to stream. A car would literally make that trip half an hour. Maybe a little bit more.
Which is why I was so, I'm not even going to say willing, I was so excited to be able to help you get that, because...
And I so appreciate it. Like,
because for me, it's like...
Sorry.
I want him to be able to do this more often, because that means more enjoyable content for me. So, the more I give to him, the more he ends up giving back to me. And it's like when Miguel was building his computer, between me, Dan, and a couple other people, we covered, I think, around half of the computer's cost. And John, Pokemon, who was raising money for a new capture card, me and Dan covered $100 of it.
Yeah.
Like, without even blinking, because we're like, it's more important to me that you have this than the money just sitting around and being used towards something that I don't, that's just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
Like, I hate the idea of, like, sitting... The reason I went to work at such a busy restaurant, because we're on a wait from open to close.
Yeah.
And
that's amazing, by the way. I'm actually really... I love cooking, so that's amazing.
I've been super passionate. I started cooking when I was 10. I'm 19 now. And
awesome. And you're working there. That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's just something that I'm so passionate. But, like, on Friday nights, Saturday nights, we have a 4-hour wait. There's literally no time to slack off. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. What I'm saying is that I love being busy. I hate sitting around and doing nothing. And I'm sure you feel the exact same way from what you've told me.
I'm always active, yeah.
Yeah. If I'm sitting around and not doing anything, I'm like, well, there's 5 seconds that I'll never get back.
Yeah, wasting time.
It's just,
exactly.
I can't stand wasting time, which is why I actually originally started YouTube, because, like I said, I didn't have a very active social life, so I needed something to do. And, you know, watching TV is... You know, it's enjoyable, but it's not getting you anything.
This is the equivalent, honestly. Like, I talked about this with Dan on the Cage Lock, when people are always like, how can you still do YouTube and video games and stuff when you're getting older? This is the equivalent to watching TV, except we're actually enjoying what we're doing, and we're
this is TV
doing something
plus
with it.
Interactive.
Yeah.
When people say, or somebody said, how do you still play Pokemon when you're 19? I'm like, how do you watch The Young and the Restless? You don't have any impact on that show. I have an impact on my game.
Yeah.
So which one of us is really just sitting around doing nothing?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like when... The other thing about it, if it makes you happy, do it. As long as it's legal. As long as it's legal and it makes you happy, do it. Because there are certain things that make people happy that are not legal, that they should not be doing. I feel like CTC may do some of those things.
Contrary to popular belief, he's actually a pretty intelligent individual.
I actually figured that out because the jokes that he makes are very well crafted. Like, to be able to offend so many different people so easily. He's a comedic mad genius. But it's one of those things, it's like, back to, of course, getting off topic.
Yeah.
I can't sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just me, because then I'm just in my head thinking about stuff that I don't want to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Because if you're sitting around doing nothing, you're not going to think about good things. That's you're going to think about things that you could be doing. Things that you aren't doing, and then you'll feel bad about it. So it's just like, just do something.
Today was actually the first day in a long time where my teacher actually went to Vegas, my course teacher. So I don't have class on Tuesday or Thursday. So today was actually the first time in a long time where I did not get out of my bed. Like, I have this lavender spray that my girlfriend gave me from Bath and Body Workshop. Sprayed it all around my room.
Okay, that place.
I went to bed.
I don't care what anybody says about my masculinity. That place is amazing.
It is. It's awesome. Oh. It's easily amazing.
You walk into that place smelling like a dumpster and walk out smelling
good. Yeah.
Smelling amazing.
Yeah, you do, honestly. Yeah. And like, this was the first day in like a long time. Like, I only woke up because my girl called me because she had her break from work, so I wanted to talk to her anyway. Yeah. But that was like at 3. I have not slept in like that in a long time. I went to bed at 2 a.m. because I was, working on some videos, editing some late night videos, that way I can get something up. And I literally got out of this. I woke up at 9, and then I went to one of the bigger beds that we have in the house because everybody's either at school or work, and I just went back to sleep till 3. Like, I kept forcing myself to go back to sleep. I was like, no, I need this rest so I can work more. And it's like, it was like, wow, now I'm here, I'm like, I wasted so much time today, but I feel better, I guess. I'm not...
Well, it's in my opinion, sleeping is not a waste of time because it's something that your body needs. Like, it's like, I want to go out and do stuff, but if I don't sleep, my body will stop functioning properly, so sleeping is actually an activity in my opinion.
Sleeping is needed.